right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Dental Operations Unpacked. I am your host, Jake Larson, here with my co-host, Clint Berry, and a new friend of ours, Sarah Martin. We had a chance to just talk with Sarah just for a few minutes before. I'm pumped about this episode. She has so much energy. We love her story getting into dental. She just told us all about it. We're going to make her tell us again because it really is inspiring. But Sarah, thank you so much for joining us, taking some time out of your busy day to jump on with us today.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is actually my first podcast ever, so I feel like this is pop the cherry moment, if you will, but I will try to repeat the same story from the beginning with just as much excitement. I said I don't have a very exciting start into dental. However, it's raw and real. I was a pregnant college dropout at 19 years old. I was sitting there probably in my first trimester, laying in bed, wondering what the heck I was going to do with the rest of my life and how I was going to support a budding family. Happened to see a commercial for dental assisting and thought, 8 weeks, don't have to work holidays, nights, and weekends. I think I can make that work. Jumped into the program pretty quickly, was offered an externship opportunity, and the location that hosted me for that hired me on, and I ended up staying there for 13 years. During that time, I just continued to grow by getting certificates. I ended up getting my bachelor's in business administration, kind of put on many different hats in the company, OSHA compliance manager, treatment coordinator, developed a very fine skill for connecting with patients and helping to increase productivity by basically presenting treatment plans. Really at some point went to the owners and said, like, okay, what's next now? Where's Sarah going to go? And they basically told me I'd hit the ceiling and it was time for me to fly. So I landed a position in sales on the road doing dental territory sales for Patterson. It was a great experience. I hit the ground running. I had a great team. I learned a lot. My year 3 was the year that I was supposed to transition from salary to straight commission. And that also happened to be the year that COVID hit. So most of that time where I was really needing to hit the mark, I was basically just traveling the entire state looking for masks that couldn't be found. So if anybody was in dental at that time, they understand what that period looked like. It actually provided me kind of a little bit of a reset to sit back and evaluate where my passion was. And I had to kind of come to terms with the fact that it wasn't in sales. It just really wasn't hitting the mark for me. I loved a good sale. I just didn't feel like it was kind of hitting my heart where I felt passionate about what I was doing. A friend of mine had a position in a dental operations, local nonprofit hospital, very large organization. There was a little dental clinic running up. They kind of put me forward for the position. I interviewed. I actually turned it down and they refused to let me go. I don't know why, because at the time I didn't really think that leadership was in me. But I said, all right, I'll try it. I started as a operations supervisor. There was a group of about 12 or 14. I was there for about four and a half years. And when I left, we had grown to a group of 30 plus. The last year of that time was spent building a residency from scratch. Myself and one other doctor, mostly her, just really me kind of putting it all together. But it's my biggest claim to fame thus far because of the access to care as well as educational benefits that are going to come from that program. It's my own community, so my own children and future generations will get to see that work that I did. So truly, like, my name stands on that forever. Left that company with nothing but the best relationship with the people that are still there. It was just kind of time for me to move on. This position that I am currently regional operations manager for Ohio Kids Dental was new to the market. It was growth. It was innovative. I needed dental back. The problem with being in a nonprofit hospital was that dental was like the small pinky toe. And here it's truly just dental. And I had a drive for growth as well as advancement. And this position definitely offered that. So I have been here for a whole 7 months. I came in July. I had to learn the job and then learn the people and then learn how to open up 4 offices, soon to be 6 within a 10-month period. So it has been a whirlwind at every turn, and I have learned a lot. The biggest thing coming in was having to put myself back to the entry-level position from really kind of going rogue in a salary position where I had all authority to make my own decisions, I went back to entry level front office and learned how to be a front office receptionist again.
Well, and
Kind of
that's
started back on the ground up.
it's one of the things that I loved about your story when you told it to us, Sarah. And one of the things I love about dental, you'd be shocked, Sarah, how many people we talk to in these episodes that maybe didn't have an exactly similar story to yours, but they never intended to like build a career necessarily in dental. It just like, but dental is such a great place for people that want to work hard to come in and develop skills and get promoted and grow within organizations. And I mean, you're just another great example of someone that started at the bottom and put in time and put in effort, put in extra hours to get additional certificates and things like that. And now you're doing great things. And I'm really excited to dive into our topic today, because what we're going to talk about today is to be the teacher and not the doer. Sometimes in leadership roles, you just want to fix everything and you get your hands on everything. Literally, as we started this call, Sarah was like, yep, I was under what was it? Something broke and she's underneath the desk fixing it.
Yeah. No, the cavity wipe went down into the suction unit. So anybody watching this call that's clinical will understand that situation. So yes, screwdrivers upside down on the phone with tech support, trying to save us a plumber cost. Yes.
And her hair still looks great. Like how amazing.
Thank you.
But I'm excited to dive into this with Sarah, because clearly she's had great people that have supported her, but she's put in the work and has a very recent example of how important it is to not be the doer all the time, but be the teacher. Because Sarah has recently, correct me if I'm wrong, opened up like 4 new offices in 7 months. I can't even imagine. And so many lessons learned. So let's start there. We've learned about your background. I like that, starting with this specific example. So 4 offices, 7 months. Tell us the story behind that first. And then I want to jump into how not being the doer all the time was necessary in order to put all that into place.
Yes, 100%. The story behind that is the company decided that this was possible, and then we decided to do it. And now we're thinking, wow, this was a lot. And I keep questioning, like, am I really the right one for this job? Which probably means I am, but you have to kind of walk away every day. Like, I can't believe I'm doing, like, what are we doing? It has been a wild ride. You know, it's popping up a new office, training an entire new team, and then having to, unfortunately, myself move on because I still have to now grow and develop the next team. So I don't have the capacity to be in 4 places at once. In order to make that transition, the one thing that I have really had to lean on, and this is why I chose that as a subject, is I can't be the person doing it. Essentially, I have to come in and right away identify who that person can be. And sometimes it's multiple people. I mean, everybody has their strengths, you know, so it's walking into that brand new team and figuring out your people, your resources, learning them, learning what they do best, and then trying to put those resources to play so that I can get out as soon as possible and it still thrive and survive without me.
Yeah,
How do you do that? Sorry, Jake. I was gonna say, what do you look for when you're trying to identify the person that can help? Like, what traits are you looking for? Or is it just natural, or
the person that's willing to do it all? The person that never says no. Like, honestly, like I need the yes man. Like, where are my yes people? Not to say that there's not a place for the more reserved person. Like, I need them too to balance me, because I tend to be like, let's just do it. Well, if, you know, pick up the pieces later if it didn't work. Like, I'm always going to be the person that would rather ask for forgiveness than permission. But the attitude, like, I want to learn it all, I want to do it all, like, those people stick out, and those are the people that I want to pour into and lift up alongside of me. Like, show me and then let me. That's who I need. And that's who I'm looking for to lead the team. And then you want that to trickle down. You need somebody that also has the mindset, like, once I learn it, I'm going to pour into the next person. It has to be like a domino effect, or it doesn't work and you're right back to square one. Which, have I been there just in the last 6 months? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
There was something you said before we jumped on. You talked about how you're identifying those people that are hungry to do and to learn. And you mentioned this what I thought was really insightful. You said that the people that don't want that, that's okay, because you still need people that just want to stay in their lane and they're comfortable there. Maybe share that with our listeners. Like, where were you going with that?
Yeah. So I think because like having some self-awareness as a leader, knowing that I'm willing to take some risks or maybe make changes a little bit faster than some others, like some of my teammates are going to be a little bit more reserved, a little bit more hesitant to change. And in order for me to get the entire team on board, usually it's their buy-in I need on those changes. So I generally will go once you know your people, you got to go to that reserve person and talk like, hey, what kind of hesitations are you having? What kind of fears are you having? Generally, they're seeing a big concern that I'm not looking for. And sometimes it's like, whoa, okay, glad we're talking about this because that is kind of a concern. I wasn't thinking about it. They usually are looking through a different lens or a different perspective that us like yes people don't have. And a lot of times it helps me check myself. Is my team ready for this? If it's not, what kind of things, what adjustments do I need to make? But if I can get those reserve people on board with whatever that change or that next step is, everybody else comes with them.
I like this. This sounds like super similar even to software startups, Jake, like when she's going and identifying the people that are willing to do all the different things. Like we're a part of a software startup right now, Sarah, and it's like Jake is like the perfect example of he's got this really robust sales background. And also just a side note, you're the first person I think we've talked to that's actually been in dental sales. This is pretty amazing. Selling those Cerac machines to
Yep.
offices, huh?
Yeah. My ongoing joke to this day is like, oh, let me turn on sales, Sarah. Like, you know, because you can, I can reel it in when I need to. I'm like, are we doing a marketing event? Let me be sales, Sarah.
Yeah, I mean that's such a good skill to have, and I think I underappreciated that skill till we had Jake over at Kala. But Jake helps with the billing. Jake helps with like talking to current customers. Jake does all the things. And I think that's what's required to get something off the ground.
And then you'll have subject matter experts too that don't want to learn it all, but they're really good at what they do know. Yeah. And man, do I need them. Because let me tell you, anything as far as data, anything on an Excel spreadsheet, that's not my cup of tea ever. So I need one of them everywhere I go. Once I find them, you are my prized possession. I will do whatever it takes to keep you because I absolutely need you because I'm never going to go do that data research that I'm supposed to do. So please hang with me. Here's your cookies, whatever you need.
Those are our people too. We love those data people. Sarah.
Yeah, we're the data people too.
Yeah.
Clint's kind of a data nerd.
Well, so I have your contact information now, so.
Yeah, any data questions you got? Oh, we got the fireworks behind Clint.
Whoa.
The timing was amazing.
Whoa, do it again. There we go. Riverside throwing weird stuff at me.
All right, I want to take a step back here. I love some of the things that you've said, and I think that there's operators out there, Sarah, that probably get stuck in like a cycle of just doing all the time, right? And not having that trust and confidence to delegate or let someone mess up, right? I think as a leader, that's really hard is that fear of things not going right, but it's sometimes necessary that it's got to break so that those people can learn and become. So what advice would you give operators who feel that hesitancy to feel okay letting go, even though things might not go perfect or they might not be done in the way they want it to be, but in order to scale, you have to, and you've been thrown to the fire. So like you've learned, you've probably seen this over the last 7 to 12 months, like more than most. Like what recommendation would you give operators who keep getting stuck in that cycle of always doing and doing and doing and not letting things go that allow the organization to thrive?
Yeah, it's hard because I think as leaders, at least for myself, I have a sense of wanting to do everything because I want the recognition for it. That's just my own motivator. Like we all have a motivator for wanting to be to control. So I think first and foremost, get to know yourself and figure out why it is that you feel the need to have your hands on everything, and then use that awareness to change. To learn how to let it go. Because I think it's different for everybody. For me, it was I needed a sense of recognition. Is somebody seeing me doing this? Is somebody seeing me be the yes person? Once I realized that, I realized it was time to try to step away. And I wanted to be instead somebody that is able to recognize others. And I wanted my leaderships to see my ability to grow those around me. I mean, we rise by lifting others. I think that's my mantra that I repeat to myself over and over again. Like, I can't rise without the people around me, and my job is to truly pour into them and to develop them. So it is a pause often for me to say, okay, I have a task. Is this a task that I should be doing because I can do it and I know I'm going to do it fast? I know I'm going to do it very efficiently. Or is this an opportunity for me to find somebody else that I need to show this to? I happen to be a fixer. Many leaders are. We want to fix a problem right away with the quickest solutions. We can move on to the next one. So it is challenging at times for me to take a beat, stop, Sarah. Okay, yeah, you can do it, but who's around you that you can show to it next? And the biggest thing that I need, why I'm focusing on that so much, is because I can't be here at all times. Like, you know, these operation leaders that are stuck in that hamster wheel where they're not seeing growth, is it because they haven't stopped to take the opportunity to download some of that information? Is it a challenge to let go of some of the control and know that it may not be done right the first time? Absolutely. Is there anybody that you're working under that is going to come to you and say, hey, Sarah, you handed this off to Jake. Jake didn't get the job done right. And your response should be, I'm developing Jake. Jake's only seen it one time. I'll continue to work on Jake. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a muddy situation for a while until we get Jake on speed. If that person says to you, no, absolutely not the right place to be. I'm sorry. Find somewhere else. Like, you're not in the right place. Because if you're pouring into others and they're not supporting that change and working with you and giving grace where grace is due for other people to learn, find a new place to be. Am I allowed to say that on this? I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
All things
100% you are.
can be said. We feel the same way, right? Like, there's that balance of like, as a leader, of taking the time to actually train people, right? And recognizing that my job as the leader is to set them up to succeed. And if I haven't done that yet, that's on me. It's not a person, it's not a people problem yet, right? Like, I find that most people want to do good, right? They're trying their best. And oftentimes they're failing just because they haven't been given the training, resources, or whatever it might be to be successful. And what bad leaders do is they point the finger at that person and say, well, they're not doing their job, instead of giving them the grace and self-reflection, saying, I haven't set them up to succeed yet. So you're more than welcome to say that, because I think it's a great leadership trait to recognize.
Yeah, and I think too, giving people, empowering people gives them more purpose in the company. Like, everybody wants to feel like they're tied to something here and they are serving a purpose. Like, the more that you can give them and the more that ways that they're invested, the more that they are tied into it. Like, they personally have a hand on things. Like, this is their baby. And I say that a lot. Like, this is your baby. This is your front office now. Like, this is it. You own this. And of course, I'm here to support you and develop you, but it's all yours now, girl. Like, do what you want with it. Like, they need that. Like, and I can only do that by giving them trust and empowering. If I hold it all myself, nobody's invested here. It's just me. And I might look good at a glance, but like, that's not what the company needs. That's not what that team needs to build and grow. Give it away. Let it go.
Love
it. Okay, we're getting close to time, and I want to make sure that we try to identify like one piece of advice that you would give an operator that's listening to this episode. We've talked about, if I were to kind of summarize it, it's like becoming the teacher instead of the doer. So what to an operator that's listening to this, what would be one piece of advice that you would give them from your experience? How can they identify if they're not currently doing it and change and start becoming more of a teacher than a doer and empowering other people?
Pause. Don't jump in. See if you can find someone else to show that to. Share your information when you get it, at every time, as long as they're with discretion, right? Pause, share information when you can. But like, my famous line that I also try to live by is, give yourself time to work on the business, not in the business. I can't work on the big picture stuff when I'm tied down with the mediocre tasks. Delegate those out, let those go. Continue to grow people up and give them more and more, empower them, more tasks, higher delegation. That way you can step away and actually be a leader. Like, the problem with being tied down and the people that are finding themselves in that rut where they're not stepping back and taking a second and pouring into others is they will be kind of stuck, unfortunately. So it's just take a beat, take a second, kind of, develop your team, and then step away and like do more fun stuff. Plan, where are your people at next? What are you gonna do next? What does 6 months look like? It's way more fun when you're back and you can work on what's coming rather than what's happening right here, right now. That's where the fun is. Like, it should be fun. It should be exciting. It should be passionate. You don't want to be doing the little tasks that you can be handing off to somebody else, and then the medium task. Like, have fun with it, but have the ability to walk away and really think about who your teammates are, where your strengths are, where you're headed next. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go individually and personally? Like, just take a step back. And the only way you could do that is to take some of that off your plate.
I love it.
Wonderful. And then you get to, I love that idea. Just then you get to do some of that fun stuff and set that North Star where you're going to lead the team to. If you're just doing the granular things all the time, you don't have time for that. So really good advice. Awesome. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for joining us. It really has been awesome to meet you, to talk to you, to hear your story. It's so inspiring, and we really appreciate you. So if people want to connect with you, what would you, LinkedIn, is that the best place for people to reach out to you? If they want to learn more?
I'm on LinkedIn. I don't check it very often. Jake can probably attest to that, but yes, absolutely. Sarah Martin, Ohio Kids Dental, or Kids Dental Brands is the umbrella name. I'm happy to talk to anybody. And if you're new to the industry, please know that, just like we talked about, like, it is a career that will love you if you love it. I am proof of that, and there's so many more out there, but keep rising, keep grinding, show up, be the yes person.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Sarah, so much for joining us. Thanks, everybody, for listening, and we will hear or catch everybody on our next episode. So thanks.